Okay, gearbox is rebuilt. I didn't film it because it's very basic. The two gear shafts come out as basically a unit with this rod and the selector forks. Two new bearings on the top, two new bearings, one at the bottom there, one at the bottom there. That one at the bottom there was so unbelievably tight. There's quite a few videos on YouTube about rebuilding these, and one of them by a chap called Evgeny Vukovsky. That's the bearing that sits at the bottom, and it's flush with one of the gears. There's no way you can get a puller in there, so he gets a grinder with a very thin blade, and he just grinds 180 degrees apart two little slots, which you can then, I've lost it, get pullers in. That's how tight it is. It just snapped the puller leg off. The old bearings, where is it? USSR bearings. Nope. These are FAGs. I've got a little bit of grease on them. The oil will dissolve that in no time. The videos that you do see that are in Russian, that you can follow if you're half mechanically minded, none of them show you how to tension the kickstarter spring. Now that is a tough spring. There's a lot of force on there. This little thing with the two teeth, the two cutouts that the spring fixes onto at the bottom, it fixes into a hole on this quadrant, goes down there in the overlight, and this, you see the two ears sticking up. There's two screws from the back. These are Loctited in because the Loctite seals the threads, and on the back of this is an O-ring. I'll try and film when I put it together, when I tension the kickstart spring. You basically have to drop this in, line these two cutouts with the two ears that are sticking up, the two dogs on the bottom. I can't do it at one end. And then from the back, once the lid's on and it's all secure, from the back you turn that whole thing anti-clockwise, or clockwise as you're looking at it now, with grips or pliers while somebody holds the gearbox still, and then you put the screws back in. So I mean, this, just with one hand just trying to bend it, it's tough. There's a lot of force in there. But once I've got the lid on, I'll film me making the right pig's ear of tensioning the spring. So I've got another engine case. I've just washed that, degreased it and all that vomit. That's my original one from the previous videos with the, when I was going to bypass the oil system and put my own oil filter on it. I've been advised against that by a chap in Russia who was good enough to send me that. We were talking on Instagram, and he said, basically, why have you got a 6-volt engine? So I said, well, it was the only one on eBay. I needed it. It was cheap. I said, the only problem I'm going to have is going to be, like I said in the earlier videos, mounting the 12-volt alternator, because I can't get a 6-volt one, 6-volt dynamo. I was going to mount it on the gearbox with a longer shaft and a bearing in the front. And he said, friend, I will give you an engine, you just pay for the shipping, a 12-volt engine. So basically that's what he did, bless him. He went to the post office, weighed that, it's about 8 kilos, £46 shipping, and he just sent it to me because he could. I mean, what a gent. His name's Alexei. So thank you very much, Alexei. And I shall video this gearbox when I get round to it. I'm going to spray that so it's black and start getting the act together. Thanks very much. Goodbye.